Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Tales of Xillia. In the last episode, we arrived here at Lakutam Sea Haven, and we did a bunch of side quests when we got here to Lakutam. One thing I'm going to be doing different from this point onwards in the playthrough, I am going to be speeding up the segments of me leveling up here. So, as you guys can see, it is sped up really fast than last time. That way, I'm not wasting 5 minutes of your guys' time showing off the level ups and everything, because it does take forever to just go through the process of leveling up everything with GP and everything. And you guys will be able to see the skills I learn from that by simply pausing the video whenever you guys do that. I don't speed it up too fast enough for you guys to pause that, so hopefully that'll help that in regard in a lot of sense. I will, however, keep the same speed when I'm trying to equip skills and everything, so that way you guys kind of get an idea of what I'm coming at whenever it comes to building my characters and what kind of skills that they're learning with TP and everything. That's pretty much how I'm going to take that regard with the Let's Play from now on. Anyways, in today's episode, after all that, we are going to Lakutam Highroad, and we're going to make our way down to Xian, because we have to find an alternate way to get to Finmont. Because pretty much all our options to get to Finmont are taken away from us at the moment. We can't go through Sapstrap, or we can't go through Charlton that way through Charlton because Fort Gondala is blocked off with golems and everything. We learned last time, really hard way, on how to do that. I am fighting these new enemies. These are new little itty-bitty Poggle enemies, so that's pretty much it. All the enemies here, if I do remember correctly, they are Earth-based, so if you have any wind, like, weapons, that will help out in a lot of sense. Actually, I don't know if they're Earth-based.
The spirit climb in Lakutam keeps the area cloaked in a perpetual golden sunset.
Oh, that sounds so romantic.
It is pretty. Yeah, the golden sunset area. I like this. I don't think these are Earth-based. I could be wrong, though. Yeah, they are Earth-based. That's a Terra Goblin, so yeah, that's Earth-based. And plus, they're casting Earth magic, so I was right about the Earth-based enemies. But anyways, I know I've been kind of gone for a long time, and I'm sorry about that. I just now got a new computer, so now we'll be able to record the rest of this Let's Play just fine, hopefully. I'm taking measures to record a lot in advance right now, so that way we'll be able to have a consistent upload schedule. I'm sorry about that. I'm really sorry that it's been inconsistent and everything.
It's time for a victory pose.
Okay. Like this?
Act cool.
Yeah.
That's probably one of my favorite victory screens, because it's just like, everybody act cool, everybody act natural. That is so awesome. We do have our way down here to Lakutam Highroad. Lakutam Highroad is, I know it's a high road dungeon-like area, but it is kind of a dungeon because there is a boss here, and we'll be visiting that boss here shortly. But here we go. We've got a skunk enemy. These guys can poison you if you're not careful. I'm linked up with Leia right now because I'm trying to work on partner titles and everything, and not only that, linking up with Leia can be very helpful in a lot of sense because she does steal stuff from enemies, so you can get extra materials and stuff for her shops and everything. But that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm working towards link titles too, so that's another reason why I'm linking up with certain characters for a long time. But from now on, I'm going to be cutting out the battles from now on because I just wanted to show off the enemies that we haven't seen yet, and we've already seen that Pogwiggle or whatever that enemy is. We've already seen him, and I'm looking around for materials and stuff because I was like, oh, where are the materials? I have yet to find one. There's treasure chests around here, but we've got a...
When I see a sunset like this, I can't
Run.
help but think of home.
We've got a skit here.
Give it to us straight, Doc. How's Mila doing?
I understand this Asperixis device is quite advanced, but I can't imagine it could have healed such a grievous wound in so little time.
When I first applied the Asperixis, it caused such intense pain that she passed out. But now that she's more used to it, she can tolerate it, as long as she doesn't exert herself.
Doesn't sound like she's ready for any kind of battle. Sorry, I shouldn't give you such a hard time. It's not like Mila would let a little pain slow her down, right?
Thank you for the explanation. We'll take the lead for a while and give Mila time to rest.
As long as I'm on the battlefield, I'm sure we'll get by.
Thanks, guys.
But that was the Asperixis skit. I was getting chased by an enemy. I was just like, I don't want to fight the enemy while I got a skit going. Because I learned through a lot of aspects, you don't lose the skit if you enter battle. It'll show up a couple seconds later. So you will get a chance to see the skit again if you run into a battle by accident. But at first, when I first saw that, I thought that the battles would, negate your chance of seeing the skit, and that's not it at all. But right here is our first Iver's treasure right here. We got colored sunglasses. So that's our first Iver's treasure in Lakutam Highroad. There's another one, and there's also another important item that we need to pick up here while we're in this area. If you guys remember the mysterious beads. Or not mysterious bead, I think the mysterious bead. Yeah, the one of 23 items I need to pick up. There's one in this area.
When I see a sunset like this, I can't help but think of dinner. Are we eating soon?
Elise, not now. I don't really use food items that very much, and you'll see over the course of the adventure. Oh, we got 3,000 gold out of that. But I won't be using food items because I don't really like using food items because it's more of a hassle. It does give you more benefits for battles and stuff like that. The only food items I really like using are ones that give me extra money because that's actually important in this game is money. But honestly, I don't really care for that too much. So you'll be seeing characters complain that they're hungry a lot. If I use items, I'm just not use it because if you don't use food items after you used it, your party members start to complain a lot. And I don't understand. And it kind of just gets that way. Oh, we got another skit.
I've never traveled this deep into Azul before.
Nor I. In Rashagal, very little is known about the interior regions of Azul.
Well, if anyone has any questions, fire away. I've actually come here a number of times.
Because you have a girl in Azul?
I came for work, mind you. Work. But sure, I may have met a few girls over the course of my duties.
Not the most emphatic denial.
But anyways, yeah, I won't be using food items that much, and I really should, though.
Expecting a message, Alvin?
Huh?
I've seen him using that bird to send letters before. To a woman, apparently.
Sorry, folks, I'll be done in a jiff. Everyone, take 5.
Hey, Mila. You gave something to Iver a while back. Was it the thing you swiped from the laboratory?
Yes, it was the Spyrex used to operate the Lance of Kresnik.
That little thing? But shouldn't you keep it with you?
No. In fact, it would be dangerous to get anywhere near the Lance of Kresnik with that Spyrex in hand.
Oh, well, you know better than me.
There is a problem, however. The channeling circle that bound and captured the Four. I believe it was generated by that Spyrex. I will need to generate a channeling circle of equal power to release them.
In other words, you'll need that Spyrex to save the 4 great spirits.
I may need the Four's power to destroy the Lance of Kresnik, too. The real question, then, is when should I retrieve the key from Iver?
Hey, does that mean you can also use Spyrex to cast arts? It's not just for the Lance of Kresnik?
What's the simplest way to explain this? Remember the street lamps in Fenmont? People light them with spirit arts. It's a simple parlor trick. Even a child could do it. But what happens if more powerful spirit arts are required?
Those require a powerful caster, someone with a mana lobe of sufficient capacity. The greater the capacity, the more mana can be produced when using arts. That capacity is determined at birth. It's immutable.
Precisely. That's one of the laws of Rizemaxia. But a Spyrix doesn't rely on the caster at all. A caster wielding a Spyrix can power anything, from a tiny streetlight to a gigantic object like the Lance of Kresnik. Mana capacity ceases to be a limitation.
But that sounds really handy.
It is handy, and that's precisely why it's so dangerous. With the Spyrix, anyone can wield arts potent enough to capture the Four, and anyone can use that power to kill others, just as they plan to do with the Lance of Kresnik. Anyhow, we should get going.
She's right about one thing. Weapons like the Lance of Kresnik must be destroyed. But is Spyrix itself really such a bad thing?
And with that, we've got another skit. It's called Genealogy 101.
You seem to know a lot about golems. What was that you said about earth spirits?
Golems are artificial constructs created by the Rashagol army through Earth spirit channeling. They can only work within particular spirit climes, but they're very powerful.
Impressive.
Isn't she smart? Although she did just hear all that from Rowan.
So she's just the conductor's parrot.
Elise learns spirit arts through intuition alone, so she hasn't made a proper study of the subject. However, once she learns something, her ability to recall it is quite impressive.
I learned a lot of other things too. Like Fenmon is protected to the north and south by golems, and the Fezabel Marsh. It's an impregnable defense.
Impregnable, huh? Can you tell me what that means?
Well...
Perhaps it's time we expand our lessons beyond just spirit arts.
And we got another skit.
Hey, Mila?
Are you really Maxwell?
I am. Had I not mentioned that yet?
Ah, she isn't human! Run away!
Having seen the strength of Mila's resolve, I have no trouble believing that to be true.
So how come you look so normal?
I have taken physical form by using the elements within a human body as a catalyst. Though it has proven to be an irksome vessel with many limitations.
So Mila is Maxwell in a human body.
Well, it doesn't change who she is, right? Let's leave it at that. It's still a little scary.
But haven't you always known Mila to be scary when she's angry about something?
I guess that's true.
Are they afraid of me? Or is that a sign of respect? Well, I suppose either will do.
But we did get a title there. We got occasional skit viewer. Now we got another one.
My aching back.
Your back hurts? Want me to give you a little therapeutic massage?
Oh, that's very generous of you.
Don't coddle the elderly kid. It never ends well.
But he's in pain.
I am grateful for the sentiment, Jude, but I worry that your hands might not be strong enough. Perhaps a massage from a nubile young woman would be more effective.
You mean me? If I had the Four, I'd have Ifrit bathe your back in flame to increase blood flow. Then have Gnome send tremors up and down your spine. That would clear it right up. But I suppose I could still do most of that with my own arts. Go ahead. Show me where it hurts.
Oh, I'm fine, really. Aches and pains are old friends to a man my age. Let's be moving on then.
Huh? You don't want the massage?
See what I mean?
Yeah, no more coddling.
And now we have another one. The Gentleman Mercenary.
Are you ladies feeling well? Anyone need a break?
I'm okay. You sure are friendly. I thought mercenaries were supposed to be gruff and scary.
That's just a stereotype. Although there certainly are a few like that. A true pro uses good manners and a kind demeanor to compensate for the job's shadier aspects.
Huh. I guess Elvin would be even worse if he was rude as well as devious.
I suppose.
Man, you really are cool if you can let comments like that roll off your back, little buddy.
Right? Sass from stuffed animals, cheeky teenagers calling me little buddy. Nope, don't care one bit.
Deep down he does. Now we got another one.
It's a pain, but I better try to bang out a letter. Let's see.
Look, Alvin's writing another letter.
My dearest, now that the interseasonals have blown their last, and the spirit climb has settled, my thoughts stray to you and your well-being.
He's so formal.
He's gotta be writing to a woman.
That reminds me, Jude. How come you didn't answer any of the letters I sent to you in Fenmont?
I didn't know what I was supposed to say. You only ever talked about yourself. Also, your penmanship could use some work.
I can't believe you! You blow me off and still have the nerve to complain?
But I could barely even decipher them. You yank the pen so hard it tears the paper.
Well, maybe I'll just copy you. Your cutesy little bubble letters are straight from a little girl's diary.
What? Guys aren't allowed to write neatly? That's sexist.
I'm not being sexist. That's exactly how it looks.
Then you've proven my point. You are sexist.
I'll never run out of things to write about with these people around.
That's probably one of my favorite skits. I love that one. That one is so funny. It's like, guys can't write neatly? That's sexist. Oh gosh, Jude. Anyways, we had a lot of skits, and I'm sorry about that. That was probably a good, what, 5-6 minutes of just skits and everything. We had a lot of them, and a lot of them were not like story-based. A lot of them were etc. They're just stuff that happens on the course of your journey, no matter what happens. Those are just etc. skits. They're not like main story at all. They just happen. But yeah, we had a lot of skits there, and I'm sorry about that if that was taking up time. But we got a lot of funny ones. But now we are going to be fighting this new one. It's a Terra Ribbit. This is an Earth-based Ribbit enemy. That's why I'm showing this battle off right now. Not Mila. Lee's got a new ability called Negative Gate, which is a bunch of, it's an area of effect attack that will cause a lot of darkness-based damage to the enemies. It also will cast, I think, darkness on the enemy if they get caught up into it. It's a really neat skill. It's really cool looking, and I love it. Also, in the course of that level up that I showed at the beginning of the episode, Elise did learn a skill called Dispel, which will come in handy so much. Dispel gets rid of any ailments a character is dealing with. So, one thing in particular you should check, and I should be doing this in this video, but I didn't do it. But we actually got a new title. That's one of the titles I was working towards, is those linked titles. But Lisa's abilities should be always set on healing, because that's pretty much her main priority as a character. She is more or less a support character. She can also cast very powerful spells and everything. That's also another way you can set her as. But this is the thing, the Mysterious Jewel. It's in the southern corner of this map here. You have to crawl on the wall for that. So there's the 11th Mysterious Jewel that we were looking for. And the other, if I can remember where the other one is, the other Ifrit's treasure is around here too. So we're gonna be looking for that before we leave. That's the Mysterious Jewel was the other item I told you guys at the beginning of the episode about that I was looking for. And we got another skit. So let's go ahead and look at it.
Stay on guard. The enemy could be all around us.
Yes, ma'am.
How about we take a break? Would anyone care for tea?
This is hardly the time for tea.
Whatever do you mean? Here, I've steeped some of my finest blend.
Well, a moment's rest then. But stay vigilant.
This is good. It tastes like sunshine.
It's wonderful. Not just the flavor, but the aroma too.
It's my own special mix. The aroma comes from dried fruit peels.
That's peculiar. After just one cup, I feel completely energized.
I'm better than ever!
Such is the magic of good tea and idle conversation.
That skit reminds me of something that happened in Super Smash Bros. Brawl: The Subspace Emissary a little bit. That just reminds me of the time in the campaign where Peach and Sheik were fighting against Mr. Game & Watch, I think. No, or something like that. And Peach comes out with tea all of a sudden. And they just stop for tea. I don't know. I can't remember what character. It's been a while since I played Subspace. And it's been a while since I watched anybody play Subspace, so if you guys know what skit I'm talking about, it's that one. That skit reminded me of that little scenario in that campaign. Let's go ahead and crawl through this wall and see what's on the other side here. Sometimes, unfortunately...
Nothing but a dead end? How unfortunate.
That's exactly what happens. Sometimes you crawl into these walls, and there'll be nothing here, and you'll just be like, well, man, I just wasted my time. I just wasted my time crawling through that wall. But anyways, let's go ahead and try to avoid these guys because I'm kind of getting sick and tired of fighting these guys. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump down here and grab this. And we got more hazardous liquid. I'm getting a lot of materials, and honestly, at this point, my shop level is actually getting really high up. Oh, and there's another thing I forgot to mention. Another thing what we're doing here before we move on with plot is we are going to be looking for various enemies for one of the quests that we had in Lakutam. It asked us to go find certain enemies here in Lakutam and to defeat for them. Kind of like every monster quest we've run into in any like Sea Haven. We've always run into one little side quest that'll ask us to kill certain enemies that are stationary, and you go over and kill it, and then you go report back. That's essentially what we're doing. There's another one here. There's the Ivory's treasure. Let's go ahead and get rid of that guy first because he was getting annoying. But anyways, there is the Ivory's treasure right there. Inside is a soul dividend. And pretty much this increases the experience share ability, essentially. That's pretty much what that does. If you go look at the skills up there and you go look at the experience share skill, it says gain bonus experience without participating in battle. So the effect of the not being in battle and that's limiting your experience points that you get, that is null and void. You'll still get the same amount of experience that everybody else does. But if you're in battle, you'll get even more if you have it equipped. So if you're trying to level up your characters, that's a good thing. Then if you're trying to grind, keep that ability on, so that'll help a little bit. But that's what was in that Ivory's treasure. So it's actually best advised to grab that one if you can. But alas. Let's go on further down into Lakutam Highroad. Let's go on to the... What region is this? The northeast region. There we go. And there's a save point here for a good reason. If you're getting pretty far into this, you come up here.
Lady Mila! There you are! It's a miracle! You can walk! Iver? What are you doing here?
Who's this guy?
Mila's handmaid.
Now that your legs have healed, you must return to the village at once. Please, if something else were to happen to you, I don't know what I'd do.
I cannot return yet. I have business in Fenmont.
In that case, allow me to accompany you.
That won't be necessary. I have all the help I need.
From these people?
These people, Jude and Leia here, helped me walk again. They can be trusted.
Jude again?
I'm Leia. Nice to meet you. He's got some issues, huh?
You must feel pretty pleased with yourself now that Lady Mila is on her feet again.
Well, I did promise I would help her walk again. And here she is walking.
How dare you take credit for this miracle? It was all due to Lady Mila's divine power! It must have been. Maxwell, curse you! I was the one who was supposed to heal her!
Sorry?
That's right. Beg for your forgiveness, you phony! Atone for your blasphemy!
What is he talking about?
It would seem Jude keeps the most eccentric company. All of his acquaintances are so unique.
Iver, I gave you an important mission. Why are you here?
I've not forgotten about the defense of the village, and the item you entrusted to me is safe. I have it hidden in a place known to no other. However, I recently received this.
Maxwell is in grave danger. You must rescue her at once.
I rushed forth immediately. I only just now caught up with you, Lady Mila.
Who could have written something like this?
I wonder. But in any case, it's mistaken. As you can see, I'm perfectly Iver, run!
You have got to be kidding me! I'm really pissed off!
That doesn't matter right now. Just focus.
Here you go!
And now we are fighting the Lord of Lakutam. I can't remember what this guy's name is, but this guy is really mean when you first try fighting him. He is very aggressive and will beat the ever-living piss out of you if you're not careful. Anyways, here's the information for him. He's level 24. His name is Brutaur. He is really strong, and his weakness is water. So if you use some moves like Aqua Sweep with Jude, you should be able to exploit his weakness a little bit. And if you have like an aqua-based weapon or something like that, or have elemental charge on you that's water-based, he is really mean though. So you got to be best to be careful about that. As you see, he beat the ever-living crap out of me, and I already had to use up a life bottle because of that. We're going to switch over to Mila. We're going to switch over to Mila so that way she can kind of help us defeat this guy. And I'm not doing very well because normally I would just, you know, be dodging and all this other stuff, but for some reason I was just like letting him just trample the ever-living piss out of me. And I shouldn't be doing that. And be careful with him too, he'll cause you to get dizzy. And that's not very good to have him get you dizzy, because it'll keep you immobilized for a little bit, and you don't want that. But he's also got that Divide Gash, which will dig under the ground, and then you have to either dodge it whenever he comes up, or you just have to, you know, push guard right when he comes up. Other than that, he will just knock you senseless and just throw you around and keep charging into you and damage every time he runs into you and everything. You don't want that. But his weakness is water, so you kind of want to exploit that weakness a lot. And for some reason, I don't know why I was not using Aqua Sweep in this battle, but for some reason I was not using Aqua Sweep. And I should have been using it, because he's weak against water. Let's go ahead and switch over to Alvin, so that way he can kind of help calm him down a little bit. But it's really good to have the auto items on, because in some cases it's really hard to get items out when they need to, and if having your computer AIs use the items whenever they need to, they're pretty smart when using items.
We finally stopped it.
That was too close!
What caused this? I did not expect it to be that active.
But now we have defeated the Lord of Lakutam, and now he inflicted an ailment called Link Seal, which will prevent us from linking with characters that have the ability. So you need to be careful whenever this sort of thing happens, because it will prevent you from linking up with characters.
There's always room.
Excellent.
How?
You call that timid? I thought you said the monster would be a pussycat now that its solemn and Renome is here.
That should be the case. Unless...
With the 4 great spirits missing, the spirit climbs have essentially stopped shifting.
Great. How will we cross Fezabel Marsh to get to Fenmont?
Cross Fezabel Marsh? You people are out of your minds! Only a wyvern could reach Fenmont at this point. Fortunately, it just so happens that I, the redoubtable handmaid, can be of assistance to Lady Mila.
You know a way to get there?
I have in my possession a wyvern, faithful only to me. I would be happy to transport Lady Mila to Fenmont.
Iver, is there any other way?
Huh? Well,
There is, isn't there? Tell me.
I have heard of a clan in Shandu that can control monsters. They raise wyverns there, apparently.
I guess that's our next stop.
Onward to Shandu.
Iver, thank you. Iver?
Shall we go?
Yeah. You lying phony fraud! Grr. That's the bird that delivered the letter! You dirty bird! When Mila saves the 4 great spirits, she will need the key in your possession. This will be your chance to beat Jude once and for all. Wait until I contact you again. Then you will free the 4 great spirits and become Lady Mila's true champion. You won't get the upper hand this time, phony!
Now, can I say something? Well, actually, I'll say something after the skit. Let's go ahead and watch it.
That Iver guy is something else, huh?
Apparently, he's Mila's handmaid. But perhaps we shouldn't be surprised at her unusual taste in friends.
They don't get much weirder than that.
You're one to talk, Tipo. He scared me. He was so mad at Jude. Well, he does attract the weird ones.
You're one to talk, Leia.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
And now we have another one. The problem with wyverns.
Sounds like Iver found some useful information. I hadn't heard about these wyverns before.
Wyverns are a special breed of flying monster native to a remote region of Azul. They're quite intelligent but very rare, and only those who have mastered a special art can train them.
Is it really safe to ride one?
That depends. I've heard that if a naughty child tries to ride, the wyvern will gobble her right up.
Is that true?
Don't worry, Ellie's a good kid.
Yeah, she'll be fine. But what about you?
It would be a shame to see Tipo get eaten. That can't be good for a wyvern's stomach.
Huh? No! You can't let it eat me!
It's okay. You're a good kid too.
Well, he's a gullible one. I can tell you that much.
He's like, I know wyvern's not gonna eat me. But anyways, what I was gonna say is, in that cutscene, a friend of mine told me specifically about that cutscene, and I had the same question whenever it happened when I first played. When Iver hit the sword on that rock and it broke in half and got on his head, how is he alive? How is Iver alive after that? The sword tip went straight through his skull. That would kill a normal person. That would honestly kill a normal person. How is he still alive, and how can he just nonchalantly just take it out of his head? I don't know why they did that, but it was so funny when I first saw that. And I was just like, wait a second. It's just like, hold the phone. That would kill a normal person. Oh, good lord. But then again, we're talking about a video game where dolls are floating and talking, and there's mystical monsters called wyverns, and that's actually our next objective is to go to Shandu and have wyverns fly us to Fenmont. That's our next point of objective and everything. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find that that side quest, that list of monsters that we need to go for the side quest that we had in Lakutam. That's why I haven't gone straight to that, but I don't think they're here. I think, actually, if I remember correctly, we haven't even done that yet, so I don't even know why I'm not... I've recorded this in the future. I've already recorded a bunch of it, and there is a side quest later, but I think that's later.
They sound really scary.
But actually, I just now remembered. Now, thinking about it, I have not done that side quest yet. We're actually going to be doing that here in the next episode. So, I was ahead of myself. We're not going to be doing that particular side quest. And now what I'm doing right now is I'm just leveling up my characters because we have a couple of GPs to spend. So I'm going to go ahead and level them up here on the Lilium Orb so that way you guys can kind of see what I'm doing with the level system and everything. All I'm doing is just going in a circle. Most people would just probably develop certain skills on certain characters, but I just always go in a circle. I've always played games like this. Games like Final Fantasy X did this, Final Fantasy 13 did this too. I just kind of focus on certain things, just trying to make everything even. That's kind of how my gameplay is whenever it plays to building characters with level up systems like this, like a spider web or a sphere grid or something like that. But anyways, that's enough rambling on with that. Now we've distributed all that, let's go ahead and look at our skills. We got about 8 points to go ahead and spend on there. I'm going to go ahead and put the experience stuff on there. And we're going to put Dash on Jude. And we have enough for Feign Death, which I don't think I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to turn on Feign Death, if I remember correctly. No, I think I just saved it. For what Feign Death does is essentially if I stay on the ground and just lay on the ground whenever I'm getting knocked down, I will restore some health for every second I'm on the ground. So that's pretty much it. Now Lisa's got a couple of abilities we're going to go ahead and put on her, like Warrior and stuff like that. And I think that's it. I think Rowan has a couple, but I'm just going to go ahead and put like a Magic Guard, Combo Siphon. That's pretty much it. But anyways, in the next episode of Let's Play Tales of Xillia, we're going to go into Xian 2. So with that, I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care, everybody.